Suck a look at you.
You're listening to the Jersey Tuck Podcast.
That burp was heavy.
Yeah.
Hello there. Thank you very much for joining us. It is August 31st, 2021, and you're listening to the Jersey Tuck Podcast.
The Jersey Tuck Podcast.
Nice. Nailed it again.
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Burps?
There you go.
Mitch burped.
I burped during the intro.
Oh,
It
beautiful.
was loud.
This week we're rocking a 4-man roster, just like last week, with myself, Alex, Fred, Josh, and Mitch. How's it going, boys?
We weren't here last week, you
That's
friggin' liar.
That's
You
right.
liar. You
You
trickster.
damn dirty liar.
That is right. We had a drop week.
Yeah, stop telling everyone fibs.
We're back. We're back after a nice little break. Thank you for following on Spotify, like on Facebook, subbing on YouTube, watching live on Twitch, because we're live on Twitch. And stay tuned for more content this week. I think I might finally get around to editing one or two of those Crack That Pack videos. So stay tuned to the YouTube channel for some of that. We're just going to jump right into it this week. How about we start off the show talking about what's going on with the New York Mets?
Oh boy.
No, whole lot of shit show.
Oh man.
Crappy baseball and shit showing. That's all that's going on with the Mets.
Professional wimpy kitty baby whiners.
That's a
what
good
it
way to
is.
put it. That's an actual.
Sookie
Is that what-
babies.
Is that what Mets stands for?
Yes.
That's what it is. Yeah.
So fans are frustrated that they've been were so frustrated that they've taken to booing the 63 and 67 team to make clear that they are not happy. But in response, the Mets players have came up with a new celebration with the thumbs down. So similarly to what you see with the Blue Jays doing the pistols when they reach base, the Mets boo their fans.
Yeah, I can just picture him with the thumbs going, shooting.
Yeah. It's like we got on base.
Like how absolutely ridiculous is this? What do you guys just take off and
man.
lead us into this?
So the gesture itself to me I don't really care. Like it's like, whatever, that's funny, you're having fun with it. Like what Kevin Pillar was saying about it, like whatever. But was it Baez that like he honestly like he had a whole statement where he was just like, well, if you I'm not going to quote it, but like
I got it here if you want it.
Yeah, that's perfect.
He says, "It feels bad when I strike out and I get booed. It doesn't really get to me, but I want to let them know that when we have success, we're going to do the same thing to let fans know how it feels."
What? Dude, you get paid millions of dollars. Shut your mouth. like holy crap.
I
Just take it.
It's like I just got on base.
Yeah.
Fuck you, fans. You're doing a shitty job of being fans.
You're not doing your job, fans.
Figure it out, fans.
You're
supposed
job
to be cheering
better.
for us. Yeah.
Like shit. You know what I'd say if I'm a fan? It's like, well, fuck, fine. You can boo me if you start paying me to be a fan.
Yeah, exactly.
I just find it so ridiculous, and so did management. That I don't have a quote for, but
there was a statement released.
There was a
saying
statement
it's
released
not really
saying
acceptable kind of deal.
Yeah, unacceptable behavior, and it makes total sense, which it is, because I mean, there's plenty of things fans have done historically that are inherently wrong, you know, like flicking beer cans at babies.
Yeah.
Shout out to Toronto and that kind of stuff. But like, and flicking baseballs back at players happened in
Hitting people.
Boston.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff. Racial slurs from the crowd, plenty of stuff. But booing, absolutely not wrong. You're
can't
allowed.
do that.
You're a
Can't
paying
do
fan.
that.
You're allowed to do that.
You're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
I like-
Stop booing us.
You were supposed to
We're
sit
working
there.
hard.
Yeah, you're supposed to sit there and stare at the game with a
Eat your
blank
popcorn and shut your
stare,
mouth.
eat your snacks that cost you half your paycheck, and sit there and take it.
Drink your warm $20 beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Coors Light, fucking
Yeah.
warm as piss.
At a game that literally lasts 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just have no emotions at all. You're all a bunch of robots.
Yeah, and it's funny because you watch the clips back, and quite a few players are engaged in this celebration, again, air quotes. You have Javier Baez, who was kind of leading the pack. I don't know if he came up with it or he was just the first to do it. You had Francisco Lindor, Kevin Pillar, and even Marcus Stroman chimed in on it as well, because you actually mentioned it, Josh. He actually had a tweet, and I have the tweet. He says, or someone tweeted at him, he said, "We love you, but are you booing the fans, bro?" He said, "Love y'all too. Felt nothing but love in NYC. No, I'm not booing the fans. We're having fun." No different than earlier the year when we were chirving. I don't know what that means. Please don't
I'm
look
not
too
hip
much
enough.
into this.
Yeah. Like that's the right kind of thing to say. Whatever. Like
If they use it as motivation, who
make
cares?
those gestures. It's cool, right? Like I don't care, like in the game, but the quote from Baez is what I kind of have more of an issue with.
Absolutely.
And it's a really sooky. I don't know, man. And even the fact that he was just like, yeah, like it doesn't really get to me, but
Yeah,
but it
then
completely
to you.
gets to me.
everything before the word "but" was fucking worthless.
Yeah, it doesn't really get to me, but it really gets to me.
Yeah. So
To the
Yeah,
point where I had to make a celebration about it. Like,
yeah.
I like, on the other hand, though, too, I think it was what's his name? Play to. It's on the Angels, right?
Otani?
Otani. I think they were playing the Orioles, and I think the Orioles are having a rough season. And at one point in the game, they were purposely walking Otani. They just started booing the Orioles. It was at the Orioles' home, and the Orioles fans start booing because they were basically just there to see Otani at this point.
God damn it. Yeah,
It's like,
we're
we just
not
want
here
to see some
you.
good baseball. Give us something.
Yeah. We're not here to see you. We're here to see the player from the
We
other
Just
give it
give
up
us
on
home
you. Just
run.
give us something.
That's amazing. But yeah, with the tweet that I just mentioned, Marcus Stroman tweeted back and said, "Facts. Media is always searching for anything to cause controversy. Stop playing into these narratives. It's all fake bullshit. We won today, and that's all that matters. On to the next, not dwelling in the past." So my problem is, he says like the media is making a narrative. No, they're not. It's all about the Javier Baez quote. That's all. That's not what it is. It is about booing the fans. As much as they want to say it's not, that's how it started. Was like making a celebration off booing your fans. And it's not even a terrible team. It's just they're trying to make it in the playoffs and they just can't get there. 63 and 67 is not awful.
Yeah, it's not awful.
They're almost 500. This is honestly like not even a news story. If Baez's quote was, "Oh, we're just having fun with the fans,"
Absolutely, it's
not
true.
even an issue. But it was his statement that kicked it up. So he shot himself in the foot. Whatever.
That's it, bud.
He's a wimpy kitty baby whiner, Sookie baby.
Yeah, and I was actually I was a fan of him. Like, I don't know if that affects really me liking him or not. I think I got blips from various sports apps saying that he's since apologized, but it was kind of the "I'm sorry that I offended you" kind of apology, which is kind of like not really anything.
He's just one of those guys. Like, he's frustrated with the play the team's playing, losing, and then you got the booing. The booing's just getting to him. That's what's going on. It's just it's striking a nerve.
Yeah.
But, as a professional athlete, you have to accept that if you're paid millions and you play like shit, you're gonna get shit on. That comes with the territory.
Yeah,
and playing in those markets too, right?
Yeah, the people that are doing that booing are the ones paying your check.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
and as oddly as it sounds, like there's only so much stock you can put in this, but like they're booing because they care. They care about the success of the team.
At least there's fans there to boo you, right? At least they're showing up still to be able to boo you. It's bad when you don't have anyone there to even give a reaction. And the seats are empty. That's when it starts to get bad.
Or the seats are packed with other fans.
Or other fans,
Yeah.
So, right, which they're in New York. Like right now, I'm assuming if you go to a Mets game, it was Yankees, Mets. A Mets game would probably have more Yankees fans now at this point.
Yeah. So that's that. I guess that celebration is buried. I'm gonna assume now, unless they bust it out for pure trolling reasons. I don't see that happening. Probably upset management. But let's move on to the next topic. We have the Women's Hockey World Championships happening tonight. Is that correct?
Is that on right now?
Yeah.
It's about to start.
Puck drops not yet, but
it's happening.
coming on.
Yeah. And like usual, is a gold medal game where it's Canada versus USA.
When
Hey,
is
man.
it ever?
Wasn't last time.
No?
It was Finland versus US.
Canada
And only won
bronze.
on bronze
Was that-
last time.
Was that
Yeah.
because Canada lost to the US in the semifinals?
No, they lost to Finland.
Oh, okay.
You're like,
I'm just-
okay.
I'm just trolling. Well, then good for Finland. Now
Good
it's
for Finns.
Now it's 3 teams.
They won bronze, didn't they? I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
Yeah, they
they
beat
won
Swiss
bronze
today.
today.
So
Yeah.
correct me if was the last tournament canceled because of COVID?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was supposed to be in Halifax.
Right. Okay.
So wait, was that supposed to still be this year? They moved it? Or that was last year?
Both, I think,
Okay.
because it's usually in the spring.
Okay, so they shifted it back.
It did get canceled altogether, like everything last year, because it was in the spring, and then this year it was supposed to be Halifax, and there was all this. Yeah, and they almost didn't happen, and then these Calgary took it over.
Yeah.
So with 5 straight gold medals, classy, at the World Championships, the U.S. is also the reigning Olympic champion after beating Canada in the gold medal shootout in Pyeongchang.
Did they really?
Yeah.
According
I
to
can't
my
remember that.
sources.
I can't remember. I can barely remember that
Yeah.
Olympics.
They won Pyeongchang, but before that it was Canada that won the Olympic Games.
Yeah, because it always seems like
Three in a
the
row?
U.S. wins the world and Canada wins the gold
Yeah.
or
That's
the
usually-
Olympics.
At least in the last 5-6 years. Like the last 2, but yeah. Hopefully that changes.
It's
now
going
with
to the quarter. I think it was the quarterfinals or preliminaries this year. Didn't they? Didn't Canada just like outshoot them like
outplay him.
by like 30 shots or something?
Well, when they played them in the round
No,
robin
no,
this
like, I
year?
mean like this year, like right now, like in this tournament. They've
I
already
mean-
played US, right? They already
Yeah.
beat them
yeah, in the
I'm
round
trying to pull it
robin.
up.
in the round robin. How much did they outshoot them by? I heard it was like
It's probably a nice bit. They were dominating, like they were up 5-0 on them, like
Yeah.
halfway through the game.
Yeah, it says in the first matchup at the Worlds last Thursday in Calgary, Canada dominated the Americans with a 5-1 victory to finish in the undefeated in the round robin.
I mean, Canada's offense is like going mad. Like I was watching the Swiss game last night, and like mad props to the Swiss goalie. They beat Swiss won 4-0, but the goalie made 61 saves. They scored on
Holy.
65 shots.
Oh
on
my
net.
God, man. They could have easily been in double digits.
Yeah,
Holy crap.
and the goalie didn't even get friggin' player of the game.
no. Who'd they give it to?
Well, one of the fucking defensemen or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Stupid, man. I don't know what it is. And then they were talking about how well both their goalies were playing mad and played great games for them, and essentially kept them in or stole games.
Yeah.
And neither of them even got, because when you're eliminated or out, kind of like I think before the final like medal games, they do best player of each team for the tournament, and neither goalies even got player of the like the top three of the players.
That seems weird,
like-
those stats that you've just read out. Fun fact, Canada hasn't won a world title since 2012 and have only won the tournament twice since 2007.
Yeah, it's weird. It's all been U.S.
I wonder, yeah, like
Will it change tonight?
that's it.
Prediction
It could
points.
tonight.
Yes.
It could tonight. Now, has anyone like Mitch? Have you been following the women's tournament in general?
a
closer?
little bit.
Okay, like, do you know like the team? Like, have they? Because they're definitely a lot different of a team than what we've grown up watching. for
Yeah,
sure.
so I mean, I can't say much about the goaltending because they don't get. They don't. I don't know which one. I can't remember which one they're going with, but they don't. Their goaltending doesn't get tested a lot.
Mhm.
But you got like their vets in Brianne Jenner, Poulin, and Jesus, who's the other one? Poulin, Jenner,
Spooner, is it?
Spooner, yeah.
Yeah.
Who are kind of doing like the vetty kind of like they're playing a bit more gritty but hard and kind of like power forward hockey. But they got this young kid. They actually got a couple of young kids that are really scoring a lot too now for them.
Okay, so there's another.
So they got some new youth. I think they got like 8 new players on the team. and there's some good youth on their team, and they're really driving.
They're probably
a lot
miles
of
ahead of what they
like
over the years.
the stat last night after last night's game was the top 10 or top 8. Anyways, I think it was five of the top 8 in scoring were Team Canada players.
So
and strangely enough, there was no U.S. players in it.
That's what
like,
we're used to.
Strange.
It was.
Sorry,
like,
go ahead.
Sorry. It was like the top 4 were Canada, and then there was a Finnish in there, and then another Canadian, and like a Czech player, and someone else or something. It was weird, a Swiss player or something.
Strange. So is it just because like the U.S. are missing players, or is it they're changed, or are they going another?
I don't know, because I'm pretty sure like
teams have changed.
Hillary Knight's still there.
Yeah. Is Amanda Kessel still playing?
I think Amanda Kessel is still there. I'm pretty sure.
So maybe it's a coaching thing.
And what's her name is still there. Remember what's her name? She did the speed run.
Yeah,
the
I know
speed
who you're
contest
talking about. I keep forgetting.
Amanda. I can't remember, man. I'm brutal with names.
Her name's hyphenated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you bring up the rivalry with Canada and US. Before last week, the last time Canada beat the US at the Worlds was during the preliminary round in 2013 with a 3-2 shootout win. The US would later get revenge later in the tournament, claiming the gold 3-2 over Canada, which kickstarted their current run of 5 straight golds.
Oh,
wow.
Crazy.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm pretty sure I can't remember who it was, but they hit the post on like a breakaway, and then the US came back and scored. Did like tie it? Yeah, it was really big. It was just like, I think it was Spooner.
I think so. And it's kind of got both that way. I think that's such a crazy history. Like I remember that the Olympics in where were they?
Was it Korea?
It's the one where the U.S. had an empty net and it literally hit the post. Was that Vancouver Olympics?
Or was it Sochi?
Or was it Sochi? It hits the post. They had the goalie hauled. The U.S. hit the post on the empty net.
That's the one where Canada came back and won it.
Canada came back
that was
and won it.
That was the crazy ass game.
Yeah, like that one was like a gut. The U.S. one were absolutely devastated on that one.
That was a Toronto Maple Leafs collapse.
Yeah,
that's what it was. Yeah.
Sponsored by BetterHelp.
It'll be interesting though. Like a lot of them are friends because they play in the women's league together and stuff like that. And obviously, it's still growing a sport and they see each other all the time. So they're friends, but they hate each other once they play each other too. So it's like
that's competitive. That's competitiveness there.
Yeah.
And one more statement on the rivalry there. Oh, what am I hearing? Static right now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gone. Okay. The U.S. had not allowed a goal through their first 3 games at the Worlds, but conceded early and often to Canada. The cruise to win despite missing captain Marie-Philippe.
Okay,
is it
Philippe Poulin? No,
Philippe Poulin.
She is back though. She played last game.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was going to mention that people were saying that. I mean, it only means good things if they could capture wins with her absent from the lineup. But
she blocked a shot late in the game to throw.
Oh
nice.
God! And she's still playing.
Yeah. Well, it was like I don't know. I think it was more just like probably like more bruising and soring after it because I think they do
can't swallow or anything.
You're like, But it was like she was trying to help preserve the shutout. It was like the game was well out of reach, but she still went down, blocked a shot, and got it right in the throat. So
what a beast!
Yeah,
the things you do to preserve a shutout.
One of those young players on Canada, just to throw it out there, because I know we've talked about Darnell Nurse too but cousins to Sarah Nurse, who plays
the
Canadian team.
That's talented family. You got
Sarah Nurse,
Kia,
basketball.
That Sarah, Kia, and Darnell.
Yeah.
Very talented.
Crazy, eh?
Before we move on, do you guys have any predictions? What do you think? Because Puck has Puck dropped yet, Mitch?
No, not yet.
So, any predictions, or do you want to leave it until? Do you want to have a prediction pine for this? What are you thinking?
It's not mine. I already have mine picked. So.
I have mine
too.
Yeah, I got one too.
So, any predictions for the game?
I will just do a fun one because we're here and it's happening now.
I was gonna say just in case if we have similar predictions. I would leave that out there because then someone can make a prediction on that game. Because say if someone takes a prediction that someone else was gonna predict on,
I think Canada should win it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But my problem is where Canada beat them pretty well in the round robin.
That happens a lot, eh?
I don't know.
I'm so curious where you're going with this.
I really think US are gonna come out friggin' like with battle axes because of how they got their ass beat by them in the round robin.
Was it 2010 Olympics? That's what happened to Canada, the men's team.
I think so. Yeah, it was.
They lost to the US.
I think that was because they had to regroup in the 2010 Olympics because remember Brodeur was their starter.
Yep.
And then Luongo ended up being their go-to guy.
They lost terribly to the US. I don't think it was really bad, but
they looked like crap though. I think I remember they looked so bad. And Brodeur didn't look great either.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my prediction is shutout Canada 2-0.
There you go. Pure optimism. I feel like this is a trend on the pod. Sorry, Josh. You go ahead.
I wasn't gonna go shutout, but I'm going Canada for sure.
Nice.
I think Canada has it.
That's all you got
with this team for sure. Yeah, don't you shut your mouth.
I want to see someone's like 6-1.
We're gonna go scores.
A barn burner of a game, 7-6.
Yeah, right. That's what I like to hear.
I'm going 4-2.
Okay.
So Mitch has the US. Fred and Josh both have Canada, right?
I think Canada should win it.
You're looking for upset. That's what you're seeing.
I think Canada should win it the way they look and how this tournament's gone. But man, like
you got a feeling.
It's just the way this rivalry goes, and I can't. It's so hard to like turn away from history.
Canada are gonna win on at least a 2-goal spread.
Okay.
Ooh.
But yeah, I was gonna say like there's a trend of optimism with Fred and pessimism from all throughout the pods.
Fred already fucking said shutouts. That's not happening.
Because I think
way to fuck that up, Freddie.
I can't wait to be right.
Your last prediction pint from last week, I'm pretty sure, was a pessimistic prediction pint, Mitch. If I remember right.
It was right.
And you got to it, which we will get to later for sure. Let's get to the first segment of the show, which will be.
Is it nasty? Or is it nice?
The nasty or nice segment, the very first segment of the show.
It's back.
Where we play fashion police of all things in the sports world. So,
yay!
This week on the nasty or nice segment, we're going to talk about something that came out. I don't know how new it is. This article is saying April 06. So geez. Perhaps maybe that's older. Maybe they debuted
April
recently.
6, not 06. This came back 20 years ago.
Yes. Okay. I see where you're going.
15 years ago.
So what we got here are these MLB City Connect jerseys. So only a few teams. It's one of those ones where only a few teams got them. I think we actually did talk about.
We did one.
The D-backs ones. Yes.
Yeah.
The D-backs.
The D-backs.
D-bags.
Their minor affiliate is
the D-bags.
You ever see some of those minor affiliate team names?
Like it's so weird.
The trash pandas, the rubber ducks.
What's the banana one?
I can't remember.
Banana team.
Oh, but
banana.
It's a rhyme, I think. Like it wouldn't surprise me if it's like Bananarama or something.
Banana. Of course it is.
The Bananaramas.
But and of course all their kit is yellow. It looks awful. I guess it's just a
Team Crazy Town Banana Pants.
So what we'll do with these City Connect jerseys, we'll do kind of the classic nasty or nice format in terms of pick a nasty, pick a nice. So
I'm gonna go right.
I like it.
I'm going right to a nasty though.
Yeah.
Okay. No, let's go right from the beginning.
I think nasty is.
I want to go nasty. I want to put one out here.
Okay. Or are we going to go through each one and say nasty or nice for each? What do you think?
Yeah, that's what I was going that route.
Honestly, I thought most of them were nice except for this one.
Okay, let's start with that one, Josh. What do you got for the first
obvious.
one? The mustard yellow Boston.
Yeah. What the fuck is that?
The Boston font. It kills me. It looks like it was typed up. It looked like it was just literally typed on Word. They printed the shirt.
That is weird.
Times New Roman.
I don't like that at all.
They look like they'd be some paper company's baseball team.
So really though.
Yeah,
it says
pretty bad.
It's inspired by Patriots Day and the power of sport to unite Bostonians.
Why
I still don't like it. I don't even care.
Okay, the Patriots Day makes sense because I think there's the 617 emblem flag on the shoulder.
Right.
But besides that,
yeah, that's a no for me. That's a nasty.
Yeah,
for
I think
me.
that's a no for all of us.
What the fuck is he
It's a little disappointed, actually.
Why the fuck is he yellow?
You know, because like we don't like the Red Sox here, but I can't lie and say their kits aren't nice. Red Sox kits are awesome.
Yeah, but not that one.
No. So let's go to the Dodgers. What do you think about Los Dodgers?
I like this one.
The Doyers.
Yeah. At the same time though, like the Los Dodgers, if I didn't see that said Los Dodgers, I wouldn't notice a whole lot of a difference.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it would
the
just
same thing.
the LA Dodgers. Yeah,
that's like oh yeah,
yeah,
Los
yeah.
Dodgers, Los Dodgers.
Yeah. That's a thumbs up for me.
I give it a.
Okay.
That's it.
I give it. Me too, Fred. I give it a.
Yeah, man, you nailed it. That's exactly what I was going for.
Man, the sleeves I like the little like I don't know what you would call they got at the decal they got in the sleeves.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice that.
It's almost like it's
like a gradient.
A gradient in a way, yeah. I guess gradient. There is a gradient theme.
It's a little pepper.
A little pepper.
Ooh. It's a little pepper.
A little salt and pepper.
A little pepper.
So it says the City Connect jersey from the Dodgers celebrates the link between Los Angeles' distinct culture and sport. Okay.
Cool.
I think they literally just choose a design, then fucking lay it on that description onto whatever the hell they think. Like you,
yeah.
Like
every time
those two descriptions are pretty similar. Yeah. So next up we have the San Francisco Giants City Connect jersey. What do you guys think of this one?
I actually this one is my second worst.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
You know what?
I don't know,
I feel
guys.
like
Look at the bridge and everything.
The bridge sleeves are kind of cool.
Cool.
I don't mind that. The gradient G though is weird.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it too.
Like just make that a solid orange.
I think I just ignored the sleeves and went right to the gradient G.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When I was looking at it, and it's just white, like it's just kind of plain to me. But I do like the sleeves.
What did they got done to the Giants? The Giants word logo over the tag. There's like smoke, or is that fog circling or something?
Yeah, I see that.
It looks like fog.
Is that supposed to be like, you know how like I guess it gets kind of like, you know, ever seen those shots of
like there we go.
Bridge?
Elements of the jersey, like in the area above the jock tag, symbolize the rising fog over San Francisco Bay.
Yeah, that's what
details,
I
guys.
okay.
Details.
Cool.
That's kind of okay. I'll give them that.
I think the colors, they messed up in the colors. I think it could have been, if they went full like orange and just went fun with it, it would have been a better jersey.
I think
it was not just a white jersey.
This is a miss.
Get rid of the gradient G, just full orange G, and maybe I'll just like maybe a bit more solid orange in the jersey just to bring it more together somewhere.
Yeah, I agree.
Keep the bridge.
Pretty solid. That's a pretty solid jersey if the G is not gradient, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's a nice jersey if that wasn't there. So
that one just called us up first, guys. We could have fucking did this for them, no problem.
Again, the fashion police. That's why we're here.
Exactly.
So we won't say too much about the D-backs one because we kind of already did it a couple shows ago.
I think we all liked it.
Yeah, we all liked it.
Yeah. That's a really
I love that color, man. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I love that color.
Yeah,
me too. I really like it. Like I'd buy that jersey.
Yeah.
I would buy it just to have it.
Hey, buy a Robbie Ray one. I'm sure you can get it, but
Serpientes.
Yeah. Next up, we got the Chicago Cubs City Connect jersey, Wrigleyville.
Okay, I like the look of it. I hate the wording and shit they have on it. Like Wrigleyville sounds stupid. Stupid. And then the wording they got under the tag that says respect our neighborhood.
Oh God!
I didn't see that.
That is cringe.
Oh, I see it there now.
I find it's a cringy jersey.
It is. That's pretty.
It's a good looking jersey, but it's a cringy wording jersey.
And I find that looks really bad, especially followed like after the San Francisco one. The little text just looks like really poor stitching. The respect our neighborhood thing. I don't know. It looks really bad. Wrigleyville. The colors are nice. Wrigleyville, like you said, Mitch, it just sounds.
Did they ever? I guess I never heard them go by Wrigleyville. I know they go play at Wrigley Field, but
yeah, it just says.
I never heard that nickname before.
Inspired by all the 77 of Chicago's distinct neighborhoods, and influenced by those on the city's flag. The colors are.
Yeah, you know what? I really liked it looking at the main picture, but then Mitch walking me through it now. You're right. It is a little cheesy.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of cheese there.
I don't like the nickname Wrigleyville, and then respect our neighborhood just sounds stupid.
Hey, respect it.
Respect our neighborhood.
The neighborhood.
Neighborhood.
Next up, the Chicago White Sox.
I like this one.
It's kind of they got their classic the pinstripes there, and I'm just looking at they have kind of like a detail, not a camo, but like a well, you mentioned salt and pepper.
Yeah.
I like it. I think I don't usually like pinstripes, but I appreciate the detail.
I don't like the font. I'm not saying Insane Clown Posse.
And for that reason, I love the font.
The jersey got a bit of an Insane Clown Posse vibe going on.
Yeah.
Can you see someone wearing that at like one of their shows? Yeah.
I think they just went in and like just started flicking through like different cursive writing. Like, we'll go with that one.
Yeah.
That one.
They used the wrong S. They should have used that like middle school S. With the line.
Two lines. Dude.
Yeah, that one's a meh for me, I think.
I like it.
I don't mind the pinstripe fonts. I don't know. The more I think I get a very, very Juggalo vibe to it.
That's what it should have said. They should literally just pull out Southside and just put Juggalos.
Juggalo for life.
Yeah.
Oh, look, this description too. The new look not only resonated on the South Side, but permeated through hip hop and youth culture.
Oh boy.
Straight up.
Specifically, Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah. You know that like little clown that they have on all their stuff? They should totally just put that by the cross stitching. What does it say? What's their phrase? Something about axes? I don't know.
Who is ICP?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
UCP.
Something about
you do.
hatchets or something?
I don't know, man. Ever see that kid on YouTube?
Yes.
He jumps through shit. He just jumps in shit. He's like,
no, I don't think I have in that case.
Okay, there's a different guy. He's like, I can't remember what he says. Like, this was from a juggler, something like that. I think there's something, might be something slightly wrong with him, but he always like, I guess he's big into backyard wrestling because I'm pretty sure like juggalos and backyard wrestling is a tie in there.
Yeah.
And he's like, "What's up with juggalos?" They say something like, "Whoop whoop," and then he just jumps into like through random shit, like through like boards, like glass and boards and all the ladders and stuff like that. And he just like starts screaming in pain, and the video ends.
So
there's like a bunch.
So that's what I think of with that jersey now. Is that
okay? That's it. That Mitch, just as an extension of that just reminded me of an old video that I don't know now. I'm laughing thinking about it. Do you remember that one where the guy is just like he's hyping up his band or something, and he's just out there. He's like in shorts, and he's like, "And my new band is called Siskiyou accent," and he jumps to try to jump through the ice, and he just hits it. And
smashes his ass on the
ice.
ice.
Yeah,
smacks right into it.
Yeah.
It's just fast, like,
and he's like sliding back.
Yeah, he's going.
The things you search on a sports podcast, I searched ICP saying, and first thing that came up, how to be a juggalo, and the first thing is the phrase whoop whoop. And it's funny because you were just saying that, Mitch, the whatever video.
Nailed it.
So yeah, put whoop whoop on the back of your jersey, Chicago. Whoop whoop.
There's still time.
Next up, we have the Marlins City Connect jersey.
Meh.
I like it.
It doesn't look like a baseball jersey to me. This looks like a
soccer
jersey.
Bowling jersey.
Or bowling jersey. Yeah.
Whoa. Shots fired.
The Miami.
Yeah. The red and white pinstripe is kind of weird. I know what you're saying, Josh. I like the Miami font, and I like the Miami Marlins tag.
Yeah.
But the deep red with the white.
I like the tag too.
I agree.
I don't mind the jersey, but
it's okay. Yeah, it's like very soccer vibes. The pinstripes on the red, I think, are weird. You don't see that often, I don't think.
No,
and that's why I'm thinking soccer. I think because you see it more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soccer,
I don't know.
Stripes,
I don't know.
Stripes in general. But...
I don't really feel anything.
No.
Yeah. I look at it and I feel
things
empty.
It doesn't inspire you.
I'm not inspired.
Not unlike the Serpientes one.
Serpientes.
I'll get one of them. They're sick.
I'm buying one.
I'm buying one.
Fucking love it.
So let's talk. Speaking of soccer, actually, let's talk a little bit about the transfer deadline day. Josh, you want to kick this one off?
So I think it's just worthwhile just to touch on the fact of how crazy it's just kind of been, because like I never would have thought you would have seen like probably the two most like influential soccer players of our generation both move pretty much in the same window.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Messi gone to PSG and then Ronaldo back to Manchester United, which is pretty crazy. But one thing that just blows my mind was, and I think it's past now, like the transfer window's over. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure.
I think so, because it seems like it was. That's a couple of weeks ago now that those moves are made. So,
but yeah, it blows my mind. If it is, it would have ended like within the past few hours because there was still moves happening. But I think
was there?
Today.
Okay.
I think today was transfer deadline day. But there was for Kylian Mbappe, who plays for PSG. I think he's the highest. Yeah, Mbappe. He's the highest, pretty much highest valuated player right now, and it was like his price tag was going at 200 million euros. That blows my mind.
Just wait. Price tags in soccer, right? Yeah.
Okay. So you buy a player.
Yeah, forgot about that.
That player is worth more than a lot of hockey teams.
Yeah.
2 teams.
All but 2 teams, pretty much. Yeah.
Off-topic question: are the Rangers really valuable?
Yes, they're one of the most.
They're one of the highest, probably second or third.
Yeah. I think I actually think they're like right, almost. If they're not at the top of the list, they're right there. Because there's something.
I think they are just
Toronto
because
and
New York.
Rangers.
Yeah, because they're New York. I think there's something. Okay. They're actually surprisingly really high.
Yeah.
All right. So you mentioned 2 of the bigger names, probably the biggest. Yes, the biggest names to get moved or accept new contracts are Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. Lionel
Messi.
Okay, it's Lionel Messi.
I'm gonna call him Lionel too.
Lionel's better.
Lionel.
It sounds much less Hispanic.
Lionel.
So both those guys are actually pretty, like, they're older. They're not ancient or anything, but Ronaldo's 36.
Yeah, they're in their 30s, mid-30s.
They've been around for a while. They're always kind of tied to each other because, I mean, they're always the two kind of – it's like a Sidney Crosby, Ovechkin kind of –
Yeah,
100%.
That's a good
That's the exact comparison.
Yeah, good comparison.
Yeah.
So Ronald McDonald will return to Old Trafford after leaving them in 2009 for a then record £80 million.
I can't even remember him playing with them.
I don't either.
No?
So I'm not a huge soccer fan, as you guys know, but like, or I don't pay attention to it as much, I should say. And when I was doing a bit of research for the pod, like I was like, he returned? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he that's where he kind of started out.
Right.
That being said, I can only ever picture him in a
Real Madrid.
Madrid jersey. So
yeah. What's crazy is the last couple of years he played for Juventus. So it's like he already left.
Like I knew that, but didn't know that at the same time. Mm-hmm. Like I think if someone had to ask me, I wouldn't have been say that. But it was I found it sounded weird. Juventus.
Yeah. He moved to Juventus for £100 million in 2018, where he won the Serie A title.
Yeah, Serie A. So that's just the country title. So it's like because they're all like each country is pretty much their own league.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, it's like it's a generational change kind of to see that happen now. Like no one and a big thing too is to see a bit of a shift because for the longest time the 2 best players in the world played in the Spanish league, which is not the case anymore.
Would you still consider them the top 5 best players in the world?
I'd say they're up there. Like they're still really strong players, but the gap is definitely considerably closed.
Definitely top 5 stars in the world.
Yeah.
I would think.
But like who I was just talking about, Kylian Mbappe is definitely I'd say a better player now. So.
The fee for Ronaldo would be a maximum of 23 million. I don't think that's pounds. I'm not sure what that currency is. My bad. Payable over 5 years.
Is it like the E?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, euros?
Yeah. Euros.
And he'll be 41 by the time the final installment comes through for Man United.
Rich people, man.
That's crazy.
Man.
It blows my mind, right? Like the richest people in the world just they buy like soccer teams and they're their playthings. Like that's where they just spend their money.
If you can invest in soccer, man, you're gonna be all right.
Yeah.
And I saw more of the Messi to it's PSG, right? Paris Saint-Germain. I saw more of that than I did the Ronaldo one, it was a lot more emotion from maybe it's just tailored social media or whatever, but like a lot more of him like seeing his emotional speeches and stuff like that. Maybe because it happened way before. I think he's just played his first game for that club recently.
Yeah, I think part of it was too is there was a time there where Messi wanted to move, but after he kind of decided he wanted to stay, but they kind of after they figured out, or I guess doing the books, they couldn't actually afford to keep him. Right. So even like him wanting to stay, he had to leave. So that's why it was kind of emotional for him. He was leaving. He wasn't really leaving under his own will. He was kind of leaving just because due to circumstance he had to.
Right.
And like we were talking about like Ronaldo coming from Manchester United, then going to Real Madrid, then playing for Juventus. He's already moved around, where Messi's played pretty much his entire career in Barcelona. And he's widely considered, I'd say to a certain extent, he's pretty much considered probably one of the best players of all time.
The GOAT, man.
Yeah. So.
Nice. So from the article that I was reading from ESPN, I think the article was about a week old or so. No salary details were given, but a person with knowledge of the negotiations earlier told the Associated Press that Messi is set to earn around 35 million euros, 41 million American dollars net annually. So lots of money again.
Wow.
Yeah. Good stuff.
So soccer's the sport, man.
More money coming in.
It's a sport.
It's a sport, man. That's one where you get paid.
That's what I heard.
Let's bring it to the steamy stat.
Woo!
That stat is steamy. The steamy stat.
With the steamy stat this week, we have Fred. What do you got for us this week, Fred?
So we're gonna go over to the baseball route, and there's quite an amazing stat, actually, I believe, and it comes with the old tight pants, fucking Robbie Ray. And it's he has 1,241 Ks, strikeouts, the most in MLB history through his first 1,000 innings pitched. That's insane.
That's so cool.
I'm sure that's career innings, right?
First.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 1,000 innings, and you have 1,241 strikeouts.
How did the Blue Jays get amazing. Robbie Ray?
He's a free agent.
That was it?
Yeah, we picked him up.
They should just pay that man whatever.
He's gonna get paid.
I'm not sure if we could afford him, which is the worst thing because we got a big contract to Ryu right now. But who knows? We got a couple of guys going off the payroll next year, so
like he played last night? Correct? Was it last night or the night before?
He
had 11 strikeouts.
10 or 11, I think.
10 or 11.
But
like every night he's getting over 10 strikeouts.
Yeah.
He's excellent, man.
He is excellent. And he's fun to watch. Like I had to chime in on that game just because Twitter exploded. I'm like, all right, I got to see what's going on. He's like, he had 6 shutouts or 6 strikeouts, 7. I'm like, all right, I'm watching. And then he had a few. Boom, boom. I'm like, man, this guy's great.
And the guy has a symbiotic relationship with his pants.
Yes. Very powerful.
We are Venom.
Yeah, we are Venom. Together, we are stronger.
The baddest thing about Robbie Ray is just like he's a power pitcher, and the fact, like the amount of confidence he has in the pitches that he throws, he doesn't even have to mix it up that much.
He uses a slider, man.
Yeah.
Just slider. All right. Oh, you got 2 strikes. Well, you know a slider's coming.
The inning, hitting it. Or the game where he got 14. Where he matched his personal best, he just kept throwing sliders down and in, and just no one could hit him. And it's funny because he throw them actually like consecutively, one after the other, slider, and he hits his spots like it's incredible how well he hits his spots.
He's got really good control.
Yeah. He's so awesome. Such a joy to watch.
Such a joy. And what a pleasure.
Like Robbie Ray, man.
Did you know that I think he's only like 29? I mean. Not to diss the god, but he looks a little bit older than 29.
Yeah. I thought he was closer to the end of his career.
Yeah. No.
I thought he was 48. I don't know.
Well, good for him, man. Like they should break the bank out for Robbie Ray, man. Keep that guy.
Yeah.
Well, you got Bo, you got Vladdy.
They got a lot of big names they got to resign. So
that payroll's free agent next year. I don't think Semion's sticking around. I wouldn't say.
I think Semion's the one that goes.
Yeah.
If there's one you're letting go, but
Yeah. He's definitely a Cy Young candidate, finalist, probably top 4. Definitely top 4 at least, I would say. Yeah. So pretty cool to have.
Oh boy.
And also, I just got to mention too, kind of off topic from the CMU stat, but Steven Matz has been like really sneakily been an incredible pitcher in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
For a dude that's considered like the weak link in a group of starters that's like obscenely good, he's been incredible.
Going into the season, their starting rotation did not pan out how I expected it to.
No,
I think
and that's
we can
for
all
the
agree
better.
on that.
Like,
for the better.
We thought, like, we knew for a fact. Well, actually, I don't know if it was very like widely known going into this season if the relief was going to be as bad as it was. But the starting pitching, a lot of people were like, that's going to be their weak spot.
That was going to be the bullpen. That was going to be the weak spot.
Yeah,
I knew that the starters were like, meh. And then
I thought it was going to be the pitching in general, but the starting pitching I wasn't impressed with. I was like, oh man, it's going to be but the starting pitching's been good.
Yeah.
It's been top tier, really. Like if you consider like the starters of the rest of the league and like look at the Jays, it's been top tier. I think one of the biggest contributors to that is Alek Manoah. Like as a rookie,
100%.
How he is now, he's incredible.
Yeah. He is incredible.
He does not look like a rookie out there. Like how confident he is as well.
How old is he again? Sorry.
Like 22, maybe?
22. Unreal.
Yeah. To have that as your 4 guys there being Ray, Matz, Manoah, and Ryu.
Yeah.
Like you still also, and he's still young, but you still have Pearson there too.
Yeah.
As a
Ross
top
Stripling's
prospect.
there. Who are we missing?
There.
Oh, Barrios.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's there for next year. Like he's set for next year. So
yeah,
that's a wicked starting rotation.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's top of the league starting rotation.
Yeah.
Just
don't strand runners.
Yeah, starts fucking the relief pitching needs to show up. That's God damn it.
He got hand. I don't understand.
Actually, no, we don't.
I don't understand. He got hand.
He's DFA'd.
He'll be back.
I think that's it.
Hand is now back.
That's it for the segments. Oh, I get it. Oh, zing.
Oh, I'm so punny.
Let's go to the pick and roll.
Hey, bro. Hey.
Answer the question.
Freak out, yo.
So we'll continue with a little bit more baseball here. Just a little bit of conversation regarding the Jays, I guess, wild card chase and their playoff hopes. So, I mean, it seems to be slipping away from day to day.
Nah.
I wouldn't give up hope yet.
I wouldn't either. As it stands right now, the AL wild card, we got the Yankees, which are on a different level right now. 76 and 55. Boston with the second spot, 75-58. And then following are Oakland and Toronto. Oakland has 72 wins. Toronto has 69. Nice. So it's there, but
it's fallen. It's fallen.
You know what? Like historically, it sucks so much that the Jays are in that division.
Yeah,
I know.
Oh my God, man.
I know. Like look at the wild card. It's two teams in the division.
In that division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think it's tough when they lost Springer. I feel like they lost a bit of their
momentum,
their pep.
Yeah,
Identity. bit of the yeah. It's imagine like one player, just takes. Yeah, it sucks. I'm happy he's back.
Yeah,
but that also makes me like I'm happy too that he's like that guy they invested in.
Yeah.
Because if he's like that backbone right now of the team, like they have him for how many years? Like he is
signed for 6 or something like that.
He's locked up, man.
Come on, that team is young, guys. Like if they can keep most of the core together and just keep adding, they'll be okay.
I think so.
Maybe not this year. Maybe next year. Maybe the year after.
Yeah. I agree with you, Josh, though, the Springer being an integral part of the lineup and just the fact that they've invested in him. He's going nowhere. Yeah. And he can obviously still perform. That stretch that they had at the Rogers Center was incredible. Their first series back. It was amazing. And yeah, his injury was just absolute poor timing. And it kicked off a terrible terrible road trip. So,
and I think things looked more doom and gloom than they needed to during that run. Because I know they lost a lot of games, but if you really look at it, like they've kept pace It's just the one thing that's hard to miss is how utterly dominant the Yankees have been.
Yeah.
Like,
I was going to add that too. Yeah.
That's what makes it so hard, because like the Yankees are not giving them anything. Like they're still separating themselves because they're playing so good.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but last pod I said I don't think the Yankees are near what they should be, and they've been on an absolute tear. So
they heard you.
They did hear me.
They were listening.
Aaron Judge heard me.
Yeah.
So and I think one thing that, if there's anything that did affect the Jays too, it's they had a bit of an offensive slump. If you would compare their offense to like a more normal team, because like they're an offensive juggernaut. It's just that they haven't been hitting, up to where they should be. Like one of the big factors we talked about a lot last pod was Teoscar Hernandez. Teoscar Hernandez was like on an incredible run. His batting average is still insane, but he's been very quiet.
Dude, ever since I said he was going to hit his 5th straight home run, he's just dried up.
Yeah. It's all your fucking fault.
It's all my fault.
Yeah. So next up, we got Miguel Cabrera hitting 500 home runs off the Jays.
Congratulations.
Off Steven Matz.
Well done. He's a part of a really amazing club, that's for sure.
Yeah, 28 other players. That's one of the reasons why that one's special. Did any of you guys happen to see like his presser afterwards?
I didn't actually.
I found it so funny. Like, he just wasn't exactly the most humble, which I mean, like, you deserve to brag about it if you reach that milestone. But it's like, they were asked like, were you surprised when the Rogers Center gave you a little standing ovation and stopped the game afterwards? He's like, no, I'm part of a exclusive club of just 28 other people. I think anyone would have celebrated that. It's like, all right,
awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, big deal.
I did look at those players. They're pretty amazing fucking players.
Crazy.
Yeah, they all have
pretty
incredible
crazy
baseball names. Chipper.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
Chipper gonna get her done.
Chipper Jones.
Chipper gonna go
be
bases.
That's Vegas's.
Chipper gonna be good.
We really could get that as a sound drop. We have to make a whole week just dedicated to getting new sound drops. In the same game, did any of you guys happen to catch Bo Bichette getting stung by a bee?
Yeah, that was very entertaining to watch.
It was really funny, actually.
Can you imagine if that happened in like a playoff game? Like during a pop fly.
Imagine if he was allergic.
Yeah.
He just like turns choking to death in the middle of the fucking field.
See some like running with an EpiPen.
Yeah.
I'm coming, Bo. I got you.
Yeah, it happened. I'm pretty sure the bee was like tailing him for a.
He was like swatting at it a lot, and then it was just like
stung him
on the arm, right?
Imagine if he was afraid of bees.
Yeah,
imagine if he was afraid of bees. He was just running around the field. Just
it shows like the top down view of everyone in the field, and he's just sprinting in circles,
just zigzagging.
Leave me alone.
Bo, are you okay?
It was just funny because like every now and then you'll see like if someone's in the batter's box, you'll see like flies and players calling pause because they want to swat the flies or whatever. But I don't think I've ever seen like an outfield camera of. I think they caught the sting too.
Yeah, they did. Like he actually holy shit.
Yeah,
it stung me on the arm.
Yeah, poor guy.
Amazing.
So
that's it.
Another quick note: Carlos Correa oddly announces he won't be returning to the Astros. I'm including this just because I found it weird. He's a free agent, and he said, my last year with the Astros, Correa told The Athletic. Hopefully, we can win another championship, and I can leave this great organization with 2 of them. I just found it awkward that he was just saying it's like, nah, won't be back. Not even going to listen to your offers.
They shouldn't even have the first one.
If
he wants to win without cheating.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They shouldn't even have the first championship.
He's seeing how people look at George Springer now. He's like, I want that respect.
Yeah, I want that.
Yeah. But yeah, I just found it weird that he was just like, nah, not coming back. I want to win a championship, but I'm not coming back.
Yeah, but once you win the championship, you can go wherever you want.
It's a good move for him because he's always going to be in that shadow as long as he stays with the Astros.
Yeah.
He does have to win somewhere else, somewhere where they don't cheat.
That's a good point too. That's a good point. You almost want to prove it elsewhere. show your stats elsewhere. Yeah.
It's almost like what Tom Brady did when he won last year.
Right.
Right. Because like even though he was so successful with the Patriots, he was always tied to Belichick, right?
Yeah, you're right. And now look at Belichick.
Oh, Belichick now.
And
Tom how's Brady's that going for you, bud?
Tom Brady's like, I won without you.
Yeah.
Belichick's like, shit.
Shit. I'm not as good. I love how your eye was looking like his. Shit. I'm not as good as I once was.
So speaking of Springer, he has returned to the lineup. His first game was last night against the O's. He was the DH. He was in the DH slot and had 2 ABs, scored twice, reached base on a hit and a walk. So pretty good.
He's so good. He's so good.
Pretty damn good. And I believe he was hitting leadoff again, just right back in the leadoff spot too. So
perfect.
Good stuff. One thing I wanted to play here just real quick.
Oh,
Dan Schulman, one of the Jays 3 broadcasters. I'm just enjoying him. Like, I always enjoy him, but I find he's so good on calls. Like, specifically, well, him and Buck are great on homer calls, but I've isolated 2 of the
swing and a drive,
which is Buck, incredible.
Yeah,
actually in our intro. So, but here are Schulman's 2 homer calls for Vladdy last night against the O's. So just take a listen.
Here it is.
And it's going pretty well. Rips it to left field, and this game is tied.
You know what else?
Rips it. All right, number 2.
And Vladdy drills it to left field, and it's gone.
You know, the mistake.
Just the energy. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I love it. It's kind of a bummer because they chopped a bit of previous chatter before the first home run, which would give it a bit more context. But yeah, you get the point. Just energy.
Yeah.
It's good.
He's expensive too. He's like an ESPN dude, but I'm pretty sure the Jays are paying him a boatload of money to still stay on the broadcast. He's worth it. Though. He's just good. All right. Brad Hand, mentioned previously in the podcast, has been DFA'd.
Is he getting a brand new hand?
He's getting handed a face. That's what he's getting. So he's designated for assignment. Here's a stat. Here's a not steamy stat whatsoever. 7.27 ERA in 8.2 innings of work. So that was a nice little acquisition. Note that the organization traded Riley Adams, who's a 25-year-old catcher, for Brad Hand, and literally for 8.2 innings, and then we DFA'd him. And Adams is now hitting .321 for the Nats with 15 hits and 7 RBIs. So he's not like, it's not enough of a stat to say if it's worth it or not. Who knows like where that guy will end up. But yeah, it's a loss for the Jays for sure.
Yeah.
Failed experiment. On to football. The football season is upon us. We have the kickoff.
Here we go.
With the Cowboys and Bucks on September 9th.
Who are you taking with your first overall pick in the fantasy draft?
In the fantasy draft, yeah. I think I'd have to look. At some stats. But do you guys have any picks for the Cowboys and Bucks? Should be.
I think the Bucks. So I'm really excited for Earl's sake. Now the listeners won't know who Earl is.
Let's just refer to him as Earl, and that's it.
He's just gonna be Earl.
No one's gonna know who Earl is.
For his sake, now that the Cowboys will have Dak back. Dak is back.
They're still gonna be garbage.
See,
Dak is back. I'm surprised actually because that injury looked pretty bad.
It was terrible, eh? It was terrible. Like I thought his career was over when I saw it, man.
That was heartbreaking to see.
And I'll be honest with you, that derailed. I did okay for the rest of the season, but that almost derailed my my fantasy last year because I had Dak Prescott and he's wicked in fantasy because he's a running quarterback.
Yeah. Oh, Deshaun Watson is too. Anything in particular you guys are excited for this NFL season aside from just Packers having Rodgers?
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
See, you got it.
Yeah.
Josh Allen's gonna have a good year, I think.
He can run too.
Yeah, he is another running quarterback.
Yeah.
That's the future.
Yeah.
Probably.
That's what it is. That's the future quarterback now.
Yeah, I think a couple of the younger.
You got to
guys
be able
are
to be
fun.
aggressive, man. You got to keep, the D on their toes and be like, hey, I got a whole open zone. I'm just gonna run straight and I'll be okay.
That's
just
like
fall down
Mahomes.
before you get hit.
Yeah, exactly. That's what Mahomes does, man. It works so well.
With his weird posture.
Yeah.
His weird, dinosaur posture. So big news. I think did this news drop today? Cam Newton dropped by the Patriots.
I think it was, yeah.
Yes, today.
Yeah.
So kind of a big deal, just considering the stature of the name. I think more than anything else. What was Cam Newton's season like last year?
Mediocre.
Yeah.
Yeah, mediocre best.
So he did play, I think, 15 games plus all preseason games with the Pats.
Right.
So
right. Okay.
But he played all the games. He wasn't that great. He was definitely not Carolina Panthers MVP Cam Newton.
Was he gonna even be able to play? Like you mentioned earlier, I think off air that he's unvaccinated, right?
I think so.
Would he be able to play? So. Aren't NFL making it?
No, technically he's allowed, but I think
you have to have a failed test or something.
No, I think that's what. That's what played into the decision to drop him.
Right.
So they went with Mac Jones. That definitely could have been a reason why. Because what it is the NFL is cracking down on in the event that you lose or you have a cancellation of a game due to COVID, if that is traced back to the fact that you have unvaccinated players or you know what I mean, like that was the reason why. Like they all can lose their the financial, like they don't get paid for it. You know what I mean? So like there's actually hefty. I don't know if there's a suspension or whatnot, but there's hefty consequences for being the reason why a game gets canceled due to COVID. So I think that could have been a reason that leads to it. Like if he didn't get vaccinated or if any player's not vaccinated, I think there's a couple of them that are outspoken about it.
Yeah.
If they don't get dropped by their team, if their team misses a game, like that could really screw up their team and their playoff chances. Like it just counts as a loss. Like there's
does it? So they're making you forfeit. Okay.
Yeah.
I think they're not taking it easy on those who aren't vaccinated.
Right.
Which is a good. It's
a good thing.
Good thing. So.
Yeah. So here's one thing I'm wondering: the quarterback, Cam Newton. The Patriots, their backup quarterback prior to Cam. Do you know who that is offhand?
So their backup, their quarterback now who's starting. I don't know. I can't remember who the guy was before, but they just drafted him. Mac Jones.
They're throwing him right into the fucking fire.
Yeah, Mac Jones. I can't remember. I think it was this year that he was drafted.
Mac Jones.
So we'll see.
It's gonna be another
show.
Belichick fucking
watch it now.
Cream of the crop.
I would die if Brady won the Super Bowl last year. But then all of a sudden, Belichick now to respond just creates another dynasty.
Yeah. You imagine? Like this guy is Brady 2.0. God damn.
Yeah.
It's funny because all the narrative is about how shit Belichick. Because as soon as the split happened, everyone's like, "Oh, like Brady isn't Brady without Belichick," and vice versa, and like they're both equally as great. And now everyone's shitting on Belichick because of his success or lack thereof. And it'd be funny if it just completely pivoted the other way.
For the story, I'd love it.
Yeah, it'd be great. Here's a little bit of a little tidbit here. Nothing confirmed or no super reliable sources, but a rumor that the Dolphins are interested in Deshaun Watson. So
I did see that today.
I think that's the first rumor of like an actual team showing interest. Yeah, like officially an actual team.
The price I saw for that was something else. Like what was rumored, it was like 3 first-round picks and a couple of other picks.
Like the same thing.
It was a huge price. I'm like, well, it's Deshaun Watson, but if the Dolphins want to take on Deshaun Watson, like I would be all over that if I was Houston, man.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah,
like Deshaun Watson's a really good quarterback, but you want to kind of distance yourself from.
He's
a shit show right now.
Incredible, and just like if you get 3 first-round picks, and the fact it's easy to forget now, but he wanted out before his controversy. Remember that?
Yeah.
It's very easy to forget.
And if you get them to throw in Tua, then you have a quarterback.
There you
go.
But what a roller coaster of a person.
Yeah, we'll see.
Crazy, eh?
I wonder when any of that is going to get resolved or to start to get resolved. Obviously not at the beginning.
Probably
of the season.
honestly, it'll probably be behind closed doors, and it'll be a little blip of a headline.
You think? Wow.
Yeah,
that's always the case.
It's NFL, man, and he's a star. Yeah, he didn't kill. I mean, he's not being arrested. I don't know until he's arrested. Until there's concrete proof, and he's arrested, you can't touch him.
Yeah.
He's a star football player in the NFL. And not only that, he's down south.
And like all these things, this is going to be settled behind closed doors with money.
It'll be settled behind closed doors, and a little blip of a headline, and never be heard of, talked about again. You'll always have like stuff people say stuff, bring it up, like the
legal system.
You always people like say, oh yeah, when you're talking about Deshaun Watson, it's like, oh yeah, but this what's his name on the Ravens legend,
right.
Rice, Ray is it Ray Rice, right? Is it Ray Rice? Want to kill somebody?
Jerry Rice? No.
Ray.
Or OJ?
No. He allegedly killed somebody after winning. I think. I don't know. He was up. I don't know what it was.
Tinted helmet, right?
Yeah, and he'd do like the big intense intros.
Yeah.
What's his name?
He was was he a linebacker?
His defense.
I can't remember offhand.
I think
you're on the right track with the name. I'm pretty sure.
Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis.
Yeah. Good times. We'll switch to the NHL.
Wow.
Let's go to the biggest. One of you guys start us off with this? The kind of the biggest petty moment of the week.
Oh, it's petty
in sports.
It's petty.
When do you guys kick this off?
You want me to go at it?
Would you like to introduce?
I don't know. It depends. How are you going to say it? Because you're a Habs fan. So you're just taking this.
So, of course, I'm going to go back because Bergevin offer sheeted Sebastian Aho back 2 years ago, 2018.
So,
which made sense.
If you let me interject just for a sec, would you be able to just explain offer sheeting?
So offer sheeting is for an RFA, which is restricted free agents. You give an opportunity for another team to take his rights. Is essentially what it is. So Montreal back in the day, back in 2018, tried to take the rights of Sebastian Aho, who's an amazing center for Carolina right now, and when Montreal offered him 8.5, I believe, for 5 years at like $40-something million. But the controversy was the signing bonus because Carolina's owner is a tightwad when it comes to money, and it's known. I'm not.
Yeah, it is well known. Tom Dundon.
He's like, you're only
very,
worth
very
this,
frugal.
and then that's it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Bergevin was like, all right, well, we'll just give you $20 million, I believe it was, in signing bonus. And then they were pissed or reluctant to pay it, but they're like, you know what? Yeah, we're going to give it to him because he's an all-star. And then, of course, they take Kotkaniemi, which is not an all-star. And they're just like, all right, we'll give you $6.1 million to a player that's only worth $2 million. But
for 1 year.
For 1 year.
Take his rights.
Just to take his rights. And the PR staff is the best part. They sent Uno cards, which is like back to you. The signing bonus was $20, which was Aho's.
Not $20 million. It was $20.
$20. $20. A $20 bill. Buy yourself some Mickey D's. Like that was his signing bonus.
But I think they know that that puts Montreal in a tighter position because Montreal's up against the cap. Whereas like Carolina is more of a budget team, but they have cap space, so they can legally pay that money.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas Montreal's tight against the cap, they can't, or they're less able to. Like they'd have to make movements and make changes. But man, that was the ultimate slap in the face. Like the $20 signing bonus. Like,
yeah.
How weird is that? Like I found that it's very obvious that went through no financial planning. That $20 signing bonus was pure petty.
Oh yeah,
it was all intentional,
and it's public knowledge, and it's just so weird that that went through some some big wigs decision making process. Like just poke at them.
There's a part of me that's mad too because KK, you could have signed the $0.015 million a year for that year. But why you could have been like, guys, don't put that $20 signing bonus. That's stupid. That like you know what you're doing. But he was like, nah, whatever, I'll sign it. Maybe he is bitter because he's being benched, healthy, scratched, Is there something?
I
don't know.
I think part of it is I'd say I honestly think the relationship with Ducharme is probably burned a little bit there after this year.
Yep.
I don't think he's probably the happiest. If you look at it this way too, man, if he's getting 6.1 in 1 year, that's probably 3 year, like a 3-year contract of what if he actually gets what he's worth, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah. He just takes it and runs.
You have to.
So he takes it and runs, right?
If someone offers you more money at a new job, you take it. It's just it's just what we do in all of our jobs. That's what we do.
Yeah. Talking about Kotkaniemi, like as a player too, it's not like he's a dud.
No,
like, he's still like he's a young player who
he's 21.
Yeah.
He's already played like 3 NHL seasons. Like the kid. He's still developing.
He's still got a lot of potential, so it's still there.
He's not a superstar. He'll never be a 1C in the NHL. He won't.
No.
But that's Carolina just knowing full well by giving him one. Like, I think they kind of out Bergevin on that one.
They did.
They out offer sheeted because they knew that by giving him the 1 year at 6.1, even if Bergevin matched it, he has to pay him at least 6.1 next year.
Yeah,
and
to keep him again.
You can't trade him for a year, so you can't use him as bait.
Yeah.
Like, so it screws Montreal so much.
So
it's so annoying.
So Alex, with restricted free agency in the NHL, if you, I don't know if it's similar to bird rights in the NBA, but if you say, for example, you signed your restricted free agent, the next year you cannot offer him less than what he got paid already. It's got to be that at the minimum.
Right.
Or more, because you qualify them at that offer, and if you don't qualify them, they just become a free agent.
Right. Okay.
So it's either so that was kind of a tactic on Carolina's part too, because they know Montreal's up against the cap. They say, okay, we'll pay you 6.1 next year. You sign that offer, all of a sudden Montreal doesn't have to just pay you 6.1 next year. They have to pay you that the year after to keep you.
Right.
Because you'll just sign your qualifying offer.
So this is what I think is happening. I think there was a discussion with Carolina being like, if Montreal don't sign you or whatever, and you become a Hurricane, it's like, we'll give you the 6.5 next year, but they can break it up because you could sign, we'll give you a 4-year contract after that. The first year will be 6.5, but after that, you'll be 3.5, and then maybe a 5 million or something like that.
They probably worked out a deal.
They worked out something. They had to. They had to, man.
So,
but he's still not fucking worth it.
Yeah, but they have the cap space to say shag it and do it.
Well, because they never signed Dougie Hamilton.
I know Dougie, and they let their rookie goalie go walk.
Oh my god! I don't know
that
what's
walk
going on
would
with that
trade it
organization. I think they're going to be worse next year.
I think they
I
might be
think
too.
so. I think they're going to be worse next year.
But I was just saying, I think this is a lot of people always ask, especially reporters, like, why don't we see enough offer sheets? I want to see more offer sheets. This is why we don't see offer sheets, because GMs don't forget. And the next moment they have the opportunity of the space to flip it back in your face, they will.
Yeah.
I don't even think this one was the GM. I don't think Don Waddell did this. I think
wasn't.
This was Tom Dundon.
It was Tom Dundon.
The owner?
Yeah.
Yeah, the owner.
It was definitely
the
owner.
Yeah. There's already been reports. I think Elliot Friedman reported on it. He's like, it was totally the owner.
Like, Tom Dundon wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So just some quick numbers. Was it 3 seasons he's played now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 2020, 2021, 56 games played. He has 5 goals, 15 assists, 20 points.
Oh my God. A 0.5.
And
half a point player.
As for his career, in 171 games played, 22 goals, 40 assists, and 62 points. So there's your numbers.
But he has potential. He has so much potential. It's just a bottle, and it's just it's in the bottle. It's just not. I don't know.
Usually from what he's proven thus far, like, that player gets paid.
But you know what? Look at him in the playoffs.
3 years.
Look at him in the playoffs. He's a playoff fucking player. There's no doubt about it. He's been amazing in playoffs.
Well, I think if I looked at that stat sheet correctly, all of his goals were in the playoffs.
He was great in the playoffs.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah. So to end that topic, are you guys a yay or nay on the pettiness for entertainment?
I love it.
Total petty. 100%.
Yay for the entertainment.
For petty.
That's hilarious.
Even as a half, and I'm happy it happened. Like, it's fun hockey.
Yeah.
I honestly think he destroyed my team.
Yeah, because what sucks,
like, not only did you lose your best defensive player, now you're losing your your 2C. Who becomes Montreal's 2C now?
Yeah, that's
Paquette,
rough.
Evans, Palin.
Yeah.
He's still in the AHL.
Yeah,
Who
they're
are they
gonna.
taking?
I honestly
They're making a
think
trade.
they got him. One, they can't match this. They just got to take the picks, and two,
This
I
is my
think.
prediction point. Just let you guys know, you're already dabbling in mine.
Damn it! This was
Fine.
mine.
Well, maybe we'll go with something else. I don't know.
we might both be having.
All right, well, how about we'll wait for it, but yeah, I think that, well, just to touch on, I think they may got to make a trade after
Okay,
this. They
we'll
got to
see.
make a trade, so we'll
We'll
see what
see.
will lead into the prediction points after. We'll pick it up there.
I love it.
All right, so for the NBA / basketball, this is kind of a funny one. Did you guys see Evan Fournier in NBA 2K?
I did.
I didn't see this
I
actually.
had to.
I
I was
missed
like, I
that.
didn't know what this was.
So
And
if,
then I went on Twitter and I laughed so hard.
if you guys could just check the notes real quick just to see. So
I'm
basically,
pulling it up.
the story is he's not been satisfied with how his character has been represented in the game past couple of years, and this week is no different. Or this year's no different.
I love the caption. I love the caption. He's so mad. Every fucking year, bro.
Does he actually
I'm
get frigged
sick of
over
this
every
shit.
year?
I'm
Yeah.
sick of this shit.
Apparently
I'm sick of
they're
this shit.
He's not even like it's not even like he's a weird looking dude.
No, he's not. It's just the weirdest kind of whatever malfunction the mocap had or whatever. It looks ridiculous. The animation on his face looks ridiculous.
Every fucking
It's the
year,
eyes.
bro. I'm sick of this shit.
Every fucking year, bro.
I had a laugh at that.
Oh, that's great.
Next up, we got a movie being made about Dennis Rodman's 2-day break to Vegas during the '98 Bulls season.
Excellent.
So, if anyone watched The Last Dance, they kind of know the brief of this. Basically, Dennis Rodman, being the loose cannon that he is, said, "I don't want to play basketball right now. I need a break." And his idea of a break was going to Vegas, and he did it. So, that should be an interesting little movie. If you like The Last Dance, I think it's pretty much guaranteed that you're going to watch that.
I'll watch it. I want to watch The Last Dance again.
I kind of do
Yeah,
too.
that's a great documentary, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll watch it again.
That's a great, so good. But I'll probably be watching that as well. And then we got something from today, actually. Ben Simmons informs 76ers brass that he's
Yes, sir.
done as a Sixer and is
Fuck.
not in the
I'm
room
so
again.
surprised.
Took him long enough to make that decision. Jesus Christ.
We
Yeah,
all
he
want
says,
some down anyway.
he says he's not going to report to camp.
That's
It's probably
weird,
best
dude.
for his safety and just mental health. He probably should
Yeah.
just never play in Philly again.
Yeah. From the little bits of like Philly Twitter that I've seen, and like that fan base has a reputation in itself, but like,
Yeah.
no one wants him there.
He's
If you
He's
can
been-
hit a field goal, a foul shot would be all right.
He's it's so funny, the perception, because when he was drafted, he was like, there was big expectations, and like even when he didn't have a jumper when he was drafted, it was like, man, this guy's gonna be really good. He has excellent court vision. He's gonna be an incredible point guard. He's a massive point guard, and like he's still all those things. It's just like, I think this playoffs really, really killed his image, because it's in a high leverage situation, and people are always going to refer to that one play where he gave up an open shot, like an open layup. I think he was just like right underneath the bucket.
Yeah. So that's overthinking a confidence issue there.
Yeah, absolutely. Who knows where he goes? So he'll probably fetch a decent. I would say some team will probably give up something big for him. It's just,
you think it's less now though?
Less now,
Now
100%.
it's less now that he's like, okay, I'm out of here. Fuck you
Yeah,
guys.
that he's forcing their hand, and it's so late now. I mean, NBA season starts at the end of technically next month. Tomorrow's September.
Yeah.
So the end of next month, October.
Yep.
Yeah.
Camp's probably start in September.
Yep.
So, I mean, he's forcing their hand. I mean, now I don't know why. Like this, it's not a big shock. I mean, if I'm Philadelphia, you should have been actively trying to move him all summer.
Yeah,
They
I thought
should've,
he was
yeah.
getting shopped. Perhaps they have deals that were going on. Who knows? You haven't really heard much out of him, but like, I would think he probably doesn't know much about anything like that for him to make a statement like that. I feel like if they were if they were going back and forth between teams, he might have known a little bit about it, but who knows? It's all about your management style and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like for all we know, they could have been fielding offers and just been dragging their heels on. It's like, now we still don't got anything we like. It's not worth it yet.
Yeah.
So he's probably trying to force their hand now and just say, hey, get it done.
Yeah. And I'm not sure what his current contract is, but it's not. I wouldn't say it was cheap.
There's no way. Yeah, there's no way it's cheap.
So either way, if they offload him, I can't see it working out too bad. He's a great player, but like, I think it'll only mean good things for Philly moving forward, even though he is an all-star kind of caliber player.
You just get yourself a top quality point guard, or a higher quality point guard, and then some better depth pieces around it. Like,
yep,
you're still a really good team.
Yep, that's for sure. But yeah, I think you guys said you guys put it well. It just the fact that it's been so late, you would have thought something's been already done by now in the summer, especially like all that time removed from that specific playoff situation.
See, yeah, because now there's less options for them to fill those voids.
Yeah. So we're just gonna touch on this a little bit. Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley. I didn't watch the fight. Did you guys watch it?
No, I didn't watch it.
I watched I watched a little bit of it, but then the stream was getting really fucking annoying. I'm like, it's not fucking worth it, and I turned it off.
Yeah. I watched I forget the fight prior to that fight.
Yeah. The female fight was the one prior to that.
Sorry, the one prior to that even. Sorry.
Oh, but when Buddy laid him out in the first round.
It was no. Sorry.
You're talking about like probably like the first or second fight on the card.
It was an excellent fight too. It was a really good boxing match.
The other one was Buddy knocked Buddy down like 3 times in the first round.
But it could have been anyone's fight. Yes.
You're watching the video pod. We got Evan Fournier up on the pod.
That's
but he won split decision.
I gotta say, I was actually very surprised at how awkward Woodley looked.
I thought he was. Did you?
I was watching a little bit before I turned it off.
Right.
Because I was just like, the stream quality was shit, and it was just kept pausing, so I guess it's not worth it.
Everyone who wastes their money on this is a fool.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't have been worth it.
It's
like
all
the other fights were good boxing fights, but
he will never fight someone who he can't beat.
Well, apparently he's retired now.
That's exactly it, because he knows that he can't challenge any higher than that. He can't push it. Because anyone that's of a higher quality than Woodley is going to beat him.
Like, I'll give Jake Paul credit, man. He has form and he has style and he does have a right hand. Like, I mean, that's obvious. I don't know, man. It's just like, I really thought, I don't know what it was. I thought Tyron Woodley, like, he was a beast of a UFC fighter. And I thought, okay, he's going to have some nice form, man. But he had I don't know if Alex, you're obviously the most indulged in boxing out of all of us, but did you like see Woodley's form? Like, he had that weird spread leg, kind of like, I don't know, man.
It's what it is? He's from everything that I gather, he was more of a grappler in his MMA career.
Yeah.
Also, one thing I didn't know, he's 39.
Oh yeah, he's not young. He's a retired UFC fighter. He's not a current UFC fighter.
I did not know he was that old. He doesn't look that old.
No, he doesn't. No, he's not going to do. But yeah. I don't know, man. It was just I don't know. It wasn't impressive by any means. Woodley didn't look like what I thought he would from someone who had the most experience out of everyone of Jake Paul's opponents. And I mean, I give credit to Jake Paul. Jake Paul boxed, but
it's just one of those like collective sigh moments. Like, especially if he's done, it's like you kind of like, as much as it's painful to watch, you want to see him fight a fighter just to kind of like get an idea of where he stands.
An actual boxer.
Yeah, like I understand. Like, yeah, once you officially, if you want to be called a professional boxer, start fighting other professional boxers. You know what I mean?
Fight some journeymen.
I like Conor McGregor's comment, like on it, saying he's just salivating.
Well, he was trying to like. There was a couple months back where Jake Paul was like flicking water bottles at McGregor's camp.
I fight you. I fight you.
No, or was that? I don't think that might have been Khabib. Either way, danger. But one of the stats, the backup kind of steamy stat that I had for the pod was in Jake Paul's 4 fights, each of his opponents has a combined professional record of 0-0. So no one that he's fought has fought a professional fight.
Yeah.
And I understand with Jake too, man. Jake's late to the game, so he's not going to want to hop into someone.
Right.
That's what I've been doing his whole life. But I mean, it's all money. I mean, that's all this is money. But it's just hard to call him a professional boxer when he's not fighting professionals.
I know.
No,
If he went against a 20-year-old professional that's up and coming, he would rock him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Rock him.
It's just like, it's such a weird and unfortunate situation too. It has something to do with like network politics and stuff like that, and how accessing boxing in general is kind of difficult. But like the fact that the face of the sport, if you will, for boxing right now is Jake Paul. Like, just imagine like if you guys were like the face of the NHL, or the league that represents hockey is below amateur level. Imagine that. And like that's how people that's all that people know of the sport. It's just like not even amateur. And that's what people refer to the sport as. It's like, oh yeah, I watch boxing. I watch TikTok versus YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, my God, it's embarrassing.
Like it's good in a way because it is getting people
right
to see actual boxing. Like you got the undercards are actual legit boxers, so that's good in that way. It's just I just don't think people are watching those events for the right reasons to watch boxing. You know what I mean? I don't think it's actually getting and a small margin maybe, but I don't think it's ever going to actually get people into boxing. Like they're watching for all the wrong reasons. I mean, like
that's exactly right.
Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather. I mean, like I don't know, man. It's just like, you know, you got people that only know who Floyd is now because of Logan Paul.
And for anyone, anytime you see an argument, it's like, oh, this is like bringing life back into the sport. It's not. It's
this is changing it for the worse.
Like you said, Mitch, that might have been like, that's probably where their hearts were, or maybe that's like what they tell themselves.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It is bringing life into the sport if they keep doing it. As soon as they stop, that's it.
Yeah. Who knows? This is the very last thing we're going to talk about on the pick and roll. This is a ridiculous story. A racehorse has escaped.
I didn't see this. I didn't see the
and he trotted down the highway for 30 minutes. Do you want to know his name? 2-year-old
Trots.
2-year-old Bold and Bossy.
Bold and Bossy. I'm not surprised because he's a boss.
Bossy.
So yeah, they escaped, ran for 30 minutes along multiple interstates.
How many Ks did he make? How many kilometers did he make for 30? Do you think? Can we place a wager on this? That's my prediction point. My prediction point is that he ran.
And Bossy. I mostly just there's the
video. Oh, is this it?
Video pod. There he is.
I bet he went what? Let's say 30K before. No, even more.
Oh, yeah, Bold Bossy.
That's mostly why I put it in the topics. To be honest,
Oh,
the name.
I figured he escaped a trailer transporting him. He's
wearing his bib, man.
He straight up bucked his rider and escaped the track.
Yeah.
I didn't know
that makes it even more fun. That makes it more fun.
Eyewitness news: a racehorse bucked its rider and escaped the track before the first race this afternoon.
And why do you do that? Because he's
like
bold and bossy.
Because he was too good for the track. He wanted to race on down the highway.
Yeah, he's like, I want to race these cars.
It's like a prisoner. It's like a prisoner, like in jail, like when they take them out to do like some kind of like outside labor, and they see their opportunity,
they just go for it.
Yeah, prison break.
Go for a trot.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, that's mostly why I put it in the notes, because of the name. Just the classic. Why are all racehorse names like that? And also, like, imagine how much they'd be shitting their pants running that, like, a horse like that running down a highway. Imagine how much a horse like that costs.
Oh, yeah.
Probably millions.
Yeah.
Lots of money.
I would say millions of dollars.
Eric Johnson, defenseman of Colorado Avalanche, he's a big horse racing guy. He owns 2 horses, but he names them after his teammates. So he had one named Gabriel Landeskog, and his new one is Nathan McKinnon.
Like first and surname?
I can't remember if it's just McKinnon and Landeskog. Or I think it's just their last names, McKinnon and Landeskog. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Love it.
Let's bring it to the last.
Actually, I think his newest one is Landeskog and his older one's McKinnon. I can't remember though.
Landeskog is a good horse name, I think. Actually, they both are. Not
McKinnon.
quite bold and bossy though.
No, not a bold and bossy by any means.
Let's get to the last segment of the show, Prediction Pints.
Prediction Pints. Get your crisp prediction pints.
How crisp.
I'm on one right now. This one's good, guys.
Oh, that's the good one. Is it good?
Fives, this one is out of control. It's a tippa. She's 10% and she smacks you right in the mouth.
Right in the mouth.
What kind is it? IPA?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's a triple
IPA.
IPA.
Jesus Christ.
You open that up
I'm
and
going to bed after this.
Fred, as soon as you cracked the can, a hand came out and was like,
sorry.
So does the official records keeper of the Prediction Pints want to read out the state of the pints?
Yes, but I stand corrected.
Fixed.
I stand corrected. I missed one of Mitch's pints.
There you go. He admits the fault.
He's admitting
That's
it. He's admitting it.
I don't believe you still deserve it, but anyway.
I should have lied. I should have lied. You probably wouldn't have went back and checked. I should have lied.
I actually did. I went through the papers. It was there.
Oh, okay. Well, at least you had it. Okay.
It was there, yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
We got a crooked pint keeper.
No more pints for you.
All right. So from 2 weeks ago, Alex picked the Texans to win over the Cowboys. Did it happen? I never checked. Yeah. All right.
I never checked.
I never checked.
Way to go, pint keeper.
Did it happen? I don't know.
But I'm the worst keeper ever. I'm like, I never checked this shit. Josh with his 5th straight home run.
It never happened.
And it never happened.
It never happened. And he's been shit ever since.
He's been shit ever since.
I cursed him.
And then Mitch said 2-1 Tigers.
That happened.
And that did happen.
That happened. He nailed it.
Well done. That's a good one.
Good stuff.
I'm on a slide.
All right. Who wants to start us off this week?
I'm ready unless I steal Fred's on him.
I'm going first because it's Kotkaniemi.
We should do it 3.
It's Kotkaniemi. Like I'm gonna.
Whoever gets it out fastest will get it.
So I picked Kotkaniemi. Will he won't be or Bergman is going to let him walk.
Yeah. And
then Montreal's not going to trade for anybody, and Montreal's going to go into the season with an absolute garbage center. That's center lineup. That's what I'm going with. That's my prediction.
You know what? You're probably right too. It's a sad part.
That's just really sad.
Fred, and I didn't realize until you pointed out the details of how fucked up the center they're going to be.
Yeah, it's fucked. They have no one. From the Stanley Cup Finals, they have 2 missing centers.
I don't know, man. Bergevin's bold. I can see him making a move now.
So maybe you'll have a different one than me. So my pint is KK walks, and Montreal does nothing. Like nothing. No trades. No Dvorak. No Eichel. No nothing. Yeah. That's my point. That's it.
You don't think Dvorak's going to happen?
Nope. You can pick him if you want. You say Montreal grabs Dvorak?
No.
That's a good. I think
that's.
I'm hearing
specific.
Hurdle. I'm even hearing Tomas Hurdle.
I think Hurdle's less likely, but
well, actually, just to bring that up, I just saw a little like a San Jose beat writer header thing. Is that Thomas Hurdle is actually getting a little irritated with Evander Kane's still being a Shark, and he possibly wants out.
He said he won't play if Evander Kane is still part of the team, but Evander Kane can't go anywhere. You can't buy out his contract, $49 million. How are you going to buy that out?
No, I think his situation too, man. It's not as cut black and white and cut and cut and dry. It's not as cut and dry as a normal he broke the law or he there's a lot of gray and behind the doors matter going on with him that you just. I don't know, but obviously there's rumors that a lot of his teammates don't want him there, so obviously there's a personality issue there.
It's pretty standard, yeah. That's been ongoing for a long time.
Yeah.
So do we have two different Kotkaniemi prediction pints?
Yeah, what's yours, Josh? You didn't say yours yet.
So is that
So,
1? 2.
no,
I'm giving that a 2 for sure. That's definitely 2.
Then I'm gonna pretty much like go Neo Fred here and say that they are gonna make a move.
Well,
The
rule is
because
if it's binary, if it's a yay or nay, it's 1 point.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is I agreed because my prediction point was going to be the same thing, that they're not going to match the offer sheet to Kotkaniemi.
Okay.
So that I was on, but I think they're going to make a move because of it.
Okay. So yours is I says Bergevin does nothing, and you're saying
I think they're going to make a move because of it.
Okay.
Ooh.
I mean, if they want to be a successful team, they have to make a move.
Yeah.
I think.
But they're not going to be successful.
Fred got to open that.
But they're in a cap pinch. They can't do it. They got no money. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Who are you going to trade? You just signed a bunch of guys. You can't even bring people down to the AHL. You can't do anything. You're fucked.
Suzuki's their top line center now, right?
Yes.
And then their second is Jake Evans, who's a rookie. And then you're bringing up Paling, who hasn't played a game in 2 years.
Oh my God, that is a
and then your fourth line
center.
And then they're like, maybe we'll put Drouin in there. He literally went on stress leave, apparently. Like, he just left. And, he's going to be center now. He hasn't played hockey in a full year. It's not happening. Montreal is going to be garbage next year. I'm so mad.
Mitch, you got a pint?
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, so I'm going to actually I'm not going to be very creative with mine. I'm kind of going to...
That's all good.
Go the reverse, similar but reverse of what I put my last prediction point. Okay. So with the Jays coming up to play the A's, that series, I'm gonna say the Jays win that series 2-1.
Okay,
that'd be nice for their making up ground for sure.
Yeah.
So you're going with a specific prediction though. It's going to be 2-1.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they win 2 games out of 3.
Okay.
All right, and my prediction is so Vladdy's sitting on 38 homers.
Okay.
But I don't know if I want to say that he gets 41 or 40 by the time of the next pod.
Oh, I like it.
Plenty of games.
That's a good.
How many games? I think there's a nice few. I'd go 41, Alex, if I'm you.
So we're halfway through today's game. Nothing happened yet. And aside from that, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 games if we're doing Wednesday pod next week. So
6 games?
I'm going to say... I'll say 41.
Ooh, I like it.
Getting to 41.
I might bump it. I don't know. We'll go 41.
What's he at now? 39?
38.
41, 30. Okay, yeah.
Jeez.
All right, yeah.
So he'll have to perform a little bit.
That's tough. That's tough.
He had 2 home runs last night. That could happen.
It can happen.
He's been cold.
Oh, it's very, very, very doable.
Yeah. Just get one tonight. Get one tomorrow against the O's, and then just manage one more against the A's and the Yankees. All right. That does it for the Pints this week. Guess we'll stop the pod there unless is there any closing words, boys?
Oh, that's it. I'll see you when KK's gone and Montreal got nothing.
It's probably going to be Eichel, Fred. It's going to be Eichel.
No, it's not happening. Montreal's never getting Eichel. It's too nice.
It's going to be Eichel. It's going to be Eichel.
I don't even know if Eichel's even going to be able to play at this point.
No, he doesn't come back until his surgery. He is getting his surgery, though.
Oh, is he?
He could be back until after Christmas or sometime in December.
Even though realistically, he shouldn't have been fucking ready to go for this season, but
he would have if he had the surgery too.
When
he wanted
it makes my fantasy easier. I won't be fucking protecting him. That's for sure.
Oh, that sucks, eh?
I'm rotted. I'm so mad right now talking about this. everything hockey is not
just to make you happier. I'm
not coming up.
It's gonna be a rough hockey season for Freddie.
Just to make you happier, I'm pulling up Montreal's cap space page.
Yeah,
shall we
if
stick
they're
around
over,
long enough to see the cap space?
I got it right now.
All right, what is it? What do we got?
They got $0.
Yes, and they used their LTIR with.
Does it actually say $0, Josh?
It says $0. They have nothing. They're
set the video pod. $0.
And they've used their because Drouin came back from LTIR, right? So they can't use them.
Maybe they'll just like bully him and put him back, and he'll go back on stress leave.
Maybe they'll trade him.
No, they. That's hilarious. Oh my god, what are you gonna do? Oh my god. He's like, this is my final year as GM. He's like, I don't care anymore. He should just trade the team. He's like, I'm trading.
Maybe Drouin will be maybe
good.
He'll be traded in the trade for.
No, I don't want him to trade Drouin. I want Drouin to just be an 80 goal or an 80-point player, and I'll be happy. Be just like Marner. Just be Marner. Set up a few people. Put the puck in the net like you're supposed to do, and I'll be happy. Don't score just 2 goals in fucking 70 games.
But maybe you can trade him for Eichel.
No, Eichel's injured. They're both injured. I don't want either of them.
Half your team is injured. You got no.
Yeah, Weber's on the IR.
Be there. Price might even start the season.
Montreal needs a full rebuild. Trade Carey Price, get a lot of assets. Let Jake Allen just go.
You know what, man? It's starting to look more and more like Montreal would have been better off if Seattle did take Price's contract.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Cool. Well, that's for next pod. That's my next prediction point.
We will see you next week when maybe things look a little bit better in Habs land. Maybe they look a lot worse. Who knows? See you next week, everyone.
There's no pink Carl Olster.
See ya.